Hey guys, this is Tim. So I'm actually I'm stuck outside my house right now. So that was actually my wife was calling me yesterday, and she was frantically telling me to get back home because she had a plane to catch, and she's not going to be able to be here when I get back. And I don't know. I think there was some sort of misunderstanding because she said next Friday she was leaving, and when I hear next Friday, I think I hear Friday of next week. And I guess she thought, or I guess she meant Friday of this week, which I guess is the technically the next Friday. But if you're just going to say next Friday, you just, if it's this Friday, just say Friday. You don't have to say next Friday if it's this Friday. So hello?
Hi, it's Tim.
Hey man, how's it going? Hey, this is kind of crazy. You're not gonna believe this, but I'm locked out of my house right now, and you think I could crash at your place for just a few days until my wife gets back?
I'm in England. I'm back home for Christmas.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm back home. I know I told you. I mean, it's probably maybe a good month ago now, but yeah, I only just got back in England yesterday.
Okay.
Gonna be out, how long do you have to wait?
She's up in Hokkaido for a wedding, so it's supposed to be for a couple days, but it's just kind of annoying because I just came back from a trip, and I was trying to race to get back here before she left, but it was too late, and I'm a little low on money, and I need a place to crash. Do you have like a rock key, like a key in a rock, or, like a hidden key near your house or something I could use to get in?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm away for a good few weeks, so I'm not going to leave anything outside. I usually do, but not whilst I'm out of the country.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks anyway, man. I appreciate it. I guess I'll see you when you get back.
What about one of those internet cafes? Can you crash there? They're pretty cheap. Just use your credit card.
Yeah, I might do that at some point. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask around a few more people first, but that's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did your boss get back to? Did you talk to your boss about that job thing?
Yeah, I did, but he hasn't got back to me yet. I'll have to chase him up on it.
Okay, he hasn't talked to me, but I don't know if you could just talk to him again, maybe. I don't know. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay, thank you so much, man.
Oh yeah, but by the way, after our conversation last week, I watched Star Wars Episode 7.
Oh yeah.
Well, seeing as it's Christmas, I'll be watching 8 and 9 with my young nephews, just to see if my opinion changes on it. But thus far,
did you like them more?
Episode 7, I still have the same opinion on Episode 7.
Okay.
But it is a new hope for a new generation, that is for sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I thought 7 was a good start, but they totally botched it. But anyway, Star Wars is like the least of my... it's not really on my mind right now, but maybe we could talk about that at a different time.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Why don't you hit me up when you get back in the country, all right?
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll talk
to you later.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, well, that sucks. All right, guys, I decided to stop at the laundromat because, these clothes, they're really gross from all the bike riding. And if I'm going to be in them for another couple days, then I should probably get them washed. But while I'm waiting for that load to finish, we're looking at playable Zelda instruments. Now, I say playable because there are some instruments in the Zelda series that are kind of just purely items, like you press the button, the flute teleports you somewhere. I'm not going to factor those into this list. I'm going to look at the ones that you can actually play, right? So let's start with Ocarina. Ocarina was the first game to introduce this concept, and I gotta say they nailed it on the first try. The ability to move the stick, to change the pitch slightly. There's like 12 songs or something, so much variety, and it feels so limited, and then just there's so much you can do with it, and that's the coolest kind of thing, is when it really opens up. So definitely S. Nailed it the first time. Excellent mechanic, and I hope they kind of return to that in future Zelda games. So next there was Majora, and Majora is probably my favorite Zelda game. Although it's like choosing between your kids, but it is probably my favorite. Basically, they took the Ocarina mechanic and they improved it. They gave you 4 different instruments instead of 1. They reduced all of the kind of teleportation songs to just a single song, which I personally am a fan of that. There's more story reasons to use the Ocarina. So for example, when you're doing the jam session with the Zoras, or you're helping the baby to calm down, lots of different ideas there, and I think they're really at the top of their game here, and I would give this another S, and I would put it above Ocarina. Although, of course, Ocarina pioneered it, Majora perfected it. Next, let's take a look at the Wind Waker. Now, the Wind Waker, it's not really a playable instrument, but I think that it's pretty fun. I mean, I would just say that the problem is that it's so limited. I mean, for all intents and purposes, there's really only 4 songs in the game. There's 2 others that kind of act as like keys, but they're not really used that much. So the Wind Waker feels like a little bit of a missed potential. I would have liked to see maybe like some sort of mini game or something involving the Wind Waker. Like maybe there's like just for example, going back to Ocarina and Majora, they had those frogs that sang different notes. Maybe there was some sort of group that you came across where you had to conduct them, some sort of, it doesn't have to be frogs, it can be anything. But maybe, they could help you come up with some new songs or something like that. Or maybe something like the Scarecrow mechanic, where the Scarecrow and Ocarina, let you kind of record your own song. And I would have liked to see something like that with the Wind Waker, where you kind of conducted your own song and created like a symphony or something like that. I think it would have been a great idea, great mini game. So just because of missed potential, I'd have to give the Wind Waker a B, but it definitely does have a bit of a Tetris effect for me, where if I've played a lot of the Wind Waker, I will literally go around my house and grab a pencil or something and like pretend it's a baton, because I don't know, it's really fun to throw it around like that. So I do really enjoy it, and if there was ever a hypothetical sequel to the Wind Waker, I would hope that they include some sort of Wind Waker minigame. Let's look at Twilight Princess next. So this one, you've got the horse call item, which is, again, it's just like the whistles from the 2D games. Not going to factor that into this review, but I will be talking about the stones and the wolf howling. And I would say that this is like a C, where, again, I would have liked to see some sort of mini game with it, maybe, where maybe you meet like a pack of wolves in the forest, and Wolf Link can talk to animals. So maybe you just like with the Zoras and Majora, maybe you do some sort of jam session with them, and you're kind of howling with them. As it is, it's basically just It's just a color by number mini game where you play the song once and then that's it. So it's basically a shadow of the kind of playable instrument mechanics that we've had in previous games. So yeah, it's a C, and I can see potential there though for some sort of howling, like, woo, we all know how good Trombone Hero is. People are thirsty for that sort of mechanic where you try to match the line. So I think putting some sort of trombone type mini game, but instead it's a wolf howling, put that in a Zelda game. That sounds like it would be fun. So C for I can see the potential, but it's basically nothing. There's nothing there as it is. Spirit Tracks, everybody kind of generally rates this as their lowest, their kind of worst Zelda game, and I think that could not be more wrong. I think Spirit Tracks is one of my favorite Zelda games, and I can't even tell you why. It's fun to drive the train. You feel like a real train conductor. It kind of gives you that vibe of like power washing simulator or farming simulator, whatever, where it's like you're doing a job and you are helping people get safely. You're helping cargo. You're making sure that they have a smooth ride, right? So that kind of stuff is great. I love tugging the little train whistle. It's just so much fun, and the game itself is just so excellent. People say that there's not that much exploration, and yes, there's reduced exploration, but there still is exploration within each train stop. And then also, one of the strengths of the Zelda games, not just exploration, it's dungeons. And I think Spirit Tracks has some really memorable dungeons. One in particular, I remember this one puzzle, even though I played it so long ago, where you throw the boomerang and it lights up some torches, and then the torches, the fire from the boomerang melts the snow on the floor and reveals a melody in the stones on the floor. And that is just, I literally, when I was playing it, I was like, wow, just brilliant ideas they're coming up with. So I love Spirit Tracks. I love Zelda as the companion, and there's lots of great things about that game. But anyway, in Spirit Tracks, there's the pan flute. And, the pan flute, I would say that's a solid A, where it's like, it can be a little bit annoying in the early game where you've just got the pan flute, you're playing a bunch of songs blowing, but then also you get this like windmill like blowing item as well. So especially the first dungeon, it's very front loaded with so much blowing elements, and that can get a little bit fatiguing, especially if you're playing like on a bus or something, because if you're on a bus or a train, the bus engine or the train engine in real life screws up your microphone, and basically you try to blow and it's not registering it because the engine sounds are drowning it out. So that's a huge flaw with that microphone on that system. So pretty much to do those, to use the pan flute, you basically have to be in a quiet space. Other than that, though, it's a lot of fun to play, and I think there's a lot of creativity you can do with it, and I think it's just a great return to form in terms of playable instruments, and it's really the last great playable instrument that we will see, because next is Skyward Sword, and Skyward Sword has, I think it's an easy D. I think it has one of the worst playable instruments. At least with the wolf howling, you can control the pitch, sort of. With this one, you're literally just back and forth with the Wii Remote. Very, very simple, really not even an instrument at all. And very just monotonous. And I think that this was a mistake. And if they couldn't come up with any good instrument ideas, then just don't include an instrument in the game, frankly. But that being said, I do hope that a future Zelda game, because we've since had the Echoes of Wisdom, but that didn't feature any instruments. Neither did the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. So, I don't know. I think, you know, at the time, you think about Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, that kind of era, like, we were a little bit fatigued with the overuse of instruments, but, you know, it's been so long at this point. It's been 3 Zelda games since we've had a playable instrument, and I really hope they kind of bring the mechanic back and give a reason for to bring that mechanic back, introducing something new, some kind of new idea that would warrant that mechanic coming back, because it is a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna check on my clothes, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next tier list video. Thanks for watching.